What's going on, YouTube? I'm Sam from Sam and Cora. It's another quick recipe today. Just throwing something together. I guess we're gonna make some cottage cheese chips. Quick and easy. I know. I got the oven preheating at 350, and we're gonna cook these bad boys 45 minutes. It's gonna take longer in the oven than it is actually making these bad boys. I've never made this recipe, but everything that I've researched on it, because I like cottage cheese personally. I like chips, but it's like, I usually go for cottage cheese more than I do actually chips, so we're gonna give this a try. I'm gonna attempt a 1 tablespoon cottage cheese per dollop. I don't know how it's gonna work out, but I got this low-fat cottage cheese small curd. We're gonna give this recipe a try. I don't know how well it's gonna turn out, but we're gonna figure it out. It's great value, balling on a budget. Brand new container. I'm gonna get a little stirring stick. I'm just doing this overhead camera this video. Hope you guys don't mind. Yeah, it's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Nice and stirred up. How's it going, Willow? What are you doing, sister? Alright, see how this dollop ends up, huh? Alright, I'm gonna level this a little bit. And if I don't have enough space, I got some more. Oh, dang, look at that. That's not a whole lot. Maybe I just need to round it up. Yeah, there we go. You don't want too much, but you don't want a whole lot. You just want the right amount. I got 2 containers because I wasn't sure how much this would make. So hopefully I can at least use a whole container so I don't have to polish off 2 containers. Oh no, gosh dang, not 2 containers all to myself because the wife doesn't like cottage cheese. Oh no, not the protein. That's what she said. Oh, anything but the protein, golly. Gonna just round these, shape them up a little bit to look a little bit more potato-y chip shaped. I've always wondered, like how a food would food different. I know that sounds weird, but like I always put cottage cheese in my salad for like extra moistness and protein. Like I feel like a lot of salads back in the day were kind of dry. Went to Pizza Hut when Pizza Hut was actually cool when I was a child. I was probably grade school, junior high at the time. I was like, you know what? I'm a fat kid. I'm going to try and put a little bit of everything in my salad. I did, and it was amazing. So ever since then, I started putting cottage cheese in my salad, and it was the jam. Get a little bit of everything in there, you know what I mean? Never know until you try. Honestly, kind of feel like I just want to dump the entire container on like multiple pans. Spread them thin, rip them through the oven, and then just cut them up, so that way I don't have to do this. But like I said, I'll give it a chance. See how it turns up. I'm not having too bad of a time. Having an audience helps. Not go stir crazy. Listening to music or podcasts, that helps too. Pass the time. Hanging out with the doggos isn't too bad. Man, I don't know. This thing be looking a little full still. Not gonna lie. Wife's at work. She, like I said, she's not a big fan of cottage cheese, so I'm gonna make her some mac and cheese with chicken nuggets when she's home. When she gets home later tonight. Yes. I know she's a child, but it's quick and easy, and she likes it. So hot, fast. Easy meal, I'm not mad at it. Probably gonna do it like, a half an hour to an hour before she gets home, By the way, I got this all chilling on non-bleached parchment paper. if you're wondering, so that way you don't have to like scrape all this off of. And it's sitting under a metal pizza pan. I accidentally exploded our pizza stone because totally forgot top of the oven was on, and I placed it on top of the oven where the stovetop was on, and I was in the restroom for a hot second, like to use the restroom. Heard a huge explosion, and there was chunks everywhere. Man, I use that pizza stone all the time too. That's not too bad. About 10, 11 little dollops here. Oven's still preheating, so I'm gonna mix some more. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna like this, but it's cottage cheese, so what's not to like, like golly, dude. Oh my gosh, this thing's driving me nuts. Oh, golly, dude. Oh, come on. Alright, this is the last thing of the cookie sheet related that I actually have that I can use. Let's give this a shot. Oh man, I might actually get to clear out this container. It only took like one pizza pan and 2 cookie sheets. Golly, dude. Need to fish out some more for that last chip there. Boom, look at that. Empty. It's cutting it close there for a second. Let's get these bad boys in the oven. Okay. See you guys in 45 minutes. I forgot to add a couple more ingredients. Some salt and pepper. Ooh. To the small sheets. And I'm going to try this Kinder seasoning red jalapeno garlic, or as I like to say, jalapeno, for all you real G's out there. I like it. I like it spicy. I like it hot. Not too hot where it tears you up from the floor up, but has a nice little zip to it. Some nice seasoning. Golly, I hope this works. I hope I like it. Because, man, I'll be switching out chips like crazy. Heh. Mom, I want chips. We got chips at home, and it's just cottage cheese chips, you know. Back in the oven for 44 minutes, because totally blanked on that. My bad. See ya. And we're back. Well, folks, doesn't look like it ended up so hot. Definitely got crispy, though. I'd say maybe try to cook it at about, 20 minutes. That like went right through the paper. That is super toasty and crispy. So I'm not even gonna deal with this guy. But this one right here was actually on the top shelf, so it actually ended up being okay. And this one was also on the bottom shelf. And as you can see, it's about half dead and half good to, possibly eat if it's not too done. Which, it's not very cookie-like. I don't know if it's like a recipe that I read or just, ooh, that fell apart. Recipe that I basically read and it just didn't work out, or it's like the cottage cheese or what have you. Mind you, this is cheap cottage cheese. I ain't paying no like $5-6 for like a cottage cheese, like carton. But we're gonna give this some time to sit and see what happens after that. So back here after 10 minutes of letting them rest. I mean, they're hardened for sure, but they're still a little soft. But they're not liquidy by any means. I mean, it tastes fine, but dude, good luck getting this all off in one piece. I'm struggling. It's not going to come off with a metal spatula. I tried. I broke the parchment paper and everything. So, unless it's definitely got to be a temperature change, B, a time change, or C, the amount of cottage cheese I put in a dollop change. I don't know. But on the opposite hand, it's not too bad tasting. But it could also be the placement in which they were sitting in the oven. Kind of a bummer though, letting all this go bad. Just definitely not chips. Kind of bummed out about it, but I'll definitely do some more research on it and see what I can find out. Pretty good, especially with the what is it? The Kinders. But this recipe is a complete and utter failure. But you find out some interesting stuff, so there's that. Found out what not to do. And found out what to do. So that worked out for sure. Unfortunately, it's all got to go in the can. Thanks for tuning in. See you next video. Deuces.